today we have an exciting video for you because this is my very first project pan update. So originally I wanted to do a 6-month update and then the finale because I wasn't really sure how well it would go down on my channel. But my introduction video was so popular, I wanted to do more frequent updates, but I still wasn't quite ready to kind of commit to monthly updates. So I've decided to do like quarterly updates. How many times can I say updates? We're in April now, so this is going to be my first update. And I will be putting the photos that I took from the introduction as well into this video, so you can kind of see the comparison of any progress. So the first thing that was mentioned was the Decay Naked palette. So I've been using this pretty much solidly from January. I do have another palette in this project pan that I've used a little bit, but this is kind of the main focus of the project pan. This is what mine is currently looking like. So my goal was to use up 3 shades and I wanted to hit pan on about 5 other shades. During January, like right near the end, I managed to hit pan on the shade Toasted, and beginning of like February I managed to hit pan on Sidecar as well. I haven't really, well obviously I haven't hit pan on anything in this palette for quite some time now, but since it's more kind of spring and the weather's got a little bit warmer, I've kind of mixed what kind of shades I've been using. Originally at the beginning of the year I was sticking with Naked, this one here, in the crease with kind of every eye look that I was doing. One of the options was just Sidecar all over the lids. And to use that shadow I do normally spray my brush with some setting spray or something like that, just because it does have a little bit more of a chunkier glitter to it. So just to make it a little bit more manageable, I'd make my brush wet. Or I was using Toasted all over the lid with a little bit of Hustle just on the outer corner. I've managed to hit side pan on those 3 shades, so I'm really happy about that. And it's kind of just working at the top bit, which is quite difficult because it's quite like hard to get your brush into that top bit. Obviously now the weather's a bit warmer, I've mixed up what shades I've been using. So I've started using Sin kind of in the inner half of the eye, which I've done today, and then using Toasted on the outer half. So I've got a really big dip in Sin now. If I've been wanting to use Sidecar, I've been mixing it in with a little bit of Half Baked and Smog just to kind of warm it up a little bit. And I've also been mixing Sin and Half Baked as a cheek highlight. I've just been using a little bit of that on a fan brush, and I think that's really pretty, and it's also helped me to use more of this product. As you can see with the pan that I have in this palette, I've been using my brush quite near the top of the pan, and I've been trying to, you know, on these other shades, I've been trying to dip my brush more in the centre just so it's easier to use. I've also got my Too Faced Natural Eye palette. I've used this a little bit but not like a huge amount, just because it wasn't like my main priority. So for this palette I wanted to use up the shade Push Up. I'm so close to hitting pan on this. This is like a pretty much identical shade to Toasted, so I think it will be quite easy to hit pan on. I also originally said I wanted to hit pan on 3 other shades. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think I could hit pan on Heaven, but I've had a lot of trouble with this shade just because it keeps getting a really hard layer develop over it. I'm not sure if I might have to try and repress that shadow. And I've also started using these kind of darker matte browns through my eyebrows. Also the dark matte brown as a kind of natural eyeliner, and I think that works really well. So it's really good to find alternative uses for these shades to help kind of use them up more quickly. The box of my Benefit Coralista blush is still looking as scratched as ever. This is what my blush is currently looking like, so it is a lot more pan in this. However, I have a confession to make. I went to use it one day, opened it up, and this kind of top left corner had a crack. However, I did manage to get side pan right at the top. Well, top pan, I don't know what you want to call it. So there was a gap right at the top before it cracked, but unfortunately I didn't get a photo because obviously I was waiting until I kind of reached March or end of March before I kind of showed you any progress. Kind of just gone off this blush and started using my Tarte Exposed blush, which I'll move on to in a minute. For the Tarte Exposed blush, I just wanted to hit pan on this. I still haven't hit pan on it yet, but where it says Tarte, it has like completely worn off, gone away basically. I've used a lot of it. When you take this blush out of the packaging, it looks like I'm pretty close to hitting pan, so I'm going to try and stop using this for a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't feel like I've made too much progress with the Body Shop Honey Bronzer. When I had this with me at uni at the beginning of the year, I didn't feel like I had the right brush to use with it. So I was kind of using my Benefit Hoola bronzer. But I was able to, you know, go back home and pick up the right brush to use it. And I did start using it a little bit more. So yeah, still no pan shown on this bronzer, but I think it will be quite an easy one. Because I do use it with quite a large brush. The next thing is cream eyeshadow sticks. Now I've got the number 7 cream shadow stick here, and I wanted to use up all of the product. I actually ended up trashing this. Well, I've got it in a bag to show you that I just trashed it. There is literally the smallest amount of product left, but it's just not an enjoyable product. I was using this under Sidecar from the Naked palette, but it's really stiff and I find I have to kind of warm it up in my fingers for quite a long time. There's literally the smallest amount of product left, so I'm just calling that done. Can't be bothered to focus any more energy on that. Then we've got my Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Amethyst, and I've kind of just forgotten about this for some reason. It is broken and there isn't like too much product left, so I'm going to keep at this because I love this colour. And I reckon I can use it up quite quickly if I just use it. For the last eyeshadow like product, I've got the NARS Key Largo Duo. I think I just hit pan before my introduction video, so I've expanded the pan on this lightest shade a little bit. So my goal was to use up this whole shade. I don't think that's going to happen. I'd be happy if I used up like half of it. And I still haven't hit pan on this bronzy shade, to be honest. I haven't even touched it. I've got quite a lot of eyeshadow already in this product, so don't know if I'm going to be doing too much damage to that particular product. My MAC Soft Ochre paint pot is still going strong. Yeah, I wanted to use up all of this product, but I don't think it is going to be possible to use this up before June, because I'm going to get rid of it at June because it's just going to be so old by then. Liner wise, I don't feel like I've made too much progress. The Benefit Bad Girl liner I've used once or twice. Don't really like it, but I'm going to attempt to keep using it, but I don't think I'm even going to use up that small size. And the Avon Purple Glimmer Stick one, Majestic Plum. I wanted to use this all up, but again, like that number 7 cream eyeshadow stick, I just wasn't enjoying it. Like the Avon powder, I haven't used any of the Kiko lip liner, but I have been using the Rimmel one. There isn't like a great deal much left, and I think I could go through this quite quickly if I was using it consistently. So now it's kind of more into spring, I might try and wear this a little bit more. Next up, I have my 3 lip glosses. The L'Oreal lip gloss I've used once or twice. The Maybelline Colour Alexa in Blush Essence, again once or twice. I feel like I have made quite a bit of progress with the Maybelline one in Caramel Infused. I just love the formula and the colour of that one. I think it's really lovely. So if you can hear noise, my mum's actually deep cleaning my bathroom, because whilst I'm at uni, my brother does not clean my bathroom, and I try and do it when I get home, but it needed a really deep clean and like a steam, so that's currently what my mum's doing next door. Lipstick wise, I've used the Decay Naked lipstick a couple of times, but yeah, still going strong. And I didn't actually mention this in my introduction video, but I was meant to. This is the MAC Viva Glam 5 lipstick. Mine is currently all broken and mangled, but I do want to try and use that up this year because it is getting a little bit old, and obviously it's all broken and mangled, so it's making it a bit difficult to use like out and about because it kind of leans and flops to the side. I feel quite happy with the progress I have made with my nail polishes. So I wanted to use up 2 nail polishes this year. I've already used up one. I've used up my Maybelline Rose Pondre nail polish. Love that. I've used up my Maybelline top coat as well, which wasn't in my project pan, but did use that up. I've purchased the Speedy top coats. With the Barry Prickly Pear, I was originally kind of up here. I am now down there. I will insert a close up because you probably couldn't even see that. It probably didn't even look like there was a difference. But I've been using that a couple of times and I've made good progress. I also pulled in Essie Chinchilli because I thought this would be a good kind of winter nail polish. And then just to make sure I don't get bored, I've brought in the Barry papaya nail polish, which just a different line then, which I've marked up here just to see where I've kind of started it off at. Finally, perfume wise, I've used up my Dolce & Gabbana light blue. Where's it gone? So I finished my Dolce & Gabbana light blue perfume. I was up here, I took that away skiing and I managed to use it all up. With my Lacoste Touch Pink, again I've managed to use quite a significant amount, so I'm happy about that. The other perfume I had in my project pan I haven't really used much of because I've been focusing on those two, but I'm sure towards the end of the year I can use that up a lot more. So that is my update on all the project pan products. But I do have a few other empty products that I've finished over the last couple of months. I know I just did a huge empty product video, but this stuff is all quite recent stuff. So I thought each time, you know, I do a project pan update and I have any empty products, I would kind of include it in the video as well. So I managed to use up a small collab dry shampoo in the scent London, a Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer. I've got the Origins Ginseng eye cream that I've been trying to use up for quite a while now. The L'Oreal False Lash Sculpt mascara. Love this mascara, really want to repurchase this. And I've also got the Sephora Fine Line. This still kind of works, but it's quite old now. What else have I used up? I've used up the Champagnes Spa Indulgence Essentials Body Butter. Got a Radox Feel Uplifted with pink grapefruit and basil shower gel. It's all gone. A Carax, how do you actually say that? Original hand gel. Got the Label M curl spray, which is really old, so I'm glad that's gone. I've got a Shore deodorant, and then the last two products I've used up was the Oskia Renaissance cleansing gel. I actually have a backup of this already. I've also got the Sally Hansen strengthening polish remover. So those are all the empty products that I've kind of collected over the last couple of months. Obviously I have those couple of empty products that I've already mentioned from my project pan. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe so you keep up to date with more of my progress with my project pan, and I will see you guys in my next video.